introduce you to some lingo and how to get things started, basically. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna import all of our libraries. These are outside sources of code that we're gonna import to this project to make things easier for us. So we're gonna import keyboard. This is how we're gonna record the keystrokes that are happening with with this framework. And then we're going to import smtp lib, which is a library for SMT, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, which is an email service, a type of email, way to send an email, if I can say. Let me see here. It is unsecure usually, so we're going to use a different type. Okay, we're going to import time so we can record time logs for everything. Okay, from threading, import timer. So the timer is so we can run things at an interval. So basically, every set couple of seconds, it will record something, or it'll start at an interval amount of time. And now we're going to import time. Okay, and now we're going to import the email libraries because we want this email to us instead of saved on the drive that we're using, which makes things a lot easier. Okay. And all the stuff here is just autofilling for me. I'll show you guys how to set all this up in a later video. You can install Prettier too, which makes your code prettier pretty much. If you want, comment below and I'll make a video on how to set VS Code up so you can code faster. Okay, those are our email libraries. So we're going to send a report every 60 milliseconds. Okay, that is extremely too quick. So let's see here. Send report. We're going to create a variable and name it send report every. Let's look up how many milliseconds is in a minute. $60,000. I was so close. Okay. So now you're gonna have to in order to receive emails, you're gonna have to make an Outlook email because Google patched uh, this workaround for it. I'm gonna put my incorrect email just because of obvious reasons. But yeah, once you create your account, you put your real email here, and ideally you will store this in a environment variable. But because this is fake, we're just gonna put a password. Name this password. This is the variable name. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, and now we're going to create our first function. So these are variables. This is considered an integer because it's a number without the quotes. These are strings because they're inside quotes. So yeah, this is how you make a function in Python. I'm going to initialize this stuff, self, interval, report method. Mine is defaulted as email. Okay. All right. So let me see here. What did I do wrong here? That red underline means that something is wrong. It's not going to work. Looks like I forgot a parentheses here. That is correct. So under that, we're going to initialize self and interval, which performs an action every couple at every set time, basically. And we're going to initialize the report method. We're going to also initialize the variable that the string that is saved to the file. The keys that the person presses is basically going to be saved to a variable that is a string that is between these quotes. So we're just going to initialize an empty variable with empty quotes so that can be filled in by the user. And we're going to record the start time and end time so we can know when this happened. And that is a function. These two parentheses make this a function. So it's calling something from the datetime library that gets the time now. Okay. Okay, now we're going to initialize some more functions within this function. So this is one of the global functions within the scope. Scope is basically whether a function can access a variable or not. So if we were to initialize, these variables are global variables because they're outside of a function. But if we were to put a variable inside this function, we would not be able to access that variable outside of that function. Okay, we're going to initialize another function, sorry. Callback, self, and event. This is a comment. Okay. All right. So we're gonna create a variable that's within the scope of this function. We're gonna call it name, and it's gonna equal event.name. So this function is basically for when special characters are hit. We'll be able to get those too, basically. So we're gonna initialize our first if-else statement. So basically it's a form of algorithm. So if such is true, then do this. So if name is of the event space, we're going to add a space to the string. Okay, it's telling me I did something wrong. Python is sensitive as far as spacing, so I'm guessing that's the issue. No, that is not the issue. I forgot these right here. Hmm. Okay, so I'm not sure what's wrong here. Let's get this out a little bit. Okay, there's an extra equal sign there, which screwed things up. I program in JavaScript as well. In JavaScript, the three equal signs means it equals exactly that. So, okay. So we're gonna add another clause, else if, which is else if. So also if, enter, name, enter slash n, pretty much. Okay. And we're gonna do another one for decimal. Instead of rewriting the entire thing, we're just gonna copy it. Change this to a decimal point. And then we have one more else. If none of these are true, then we'll do this. We're going to replace name with spaces with underscores. This is a function within parentheses. Change that space to an underscore. Here we're making it capitalized. And then we're going to add our keep name to our global log. Okay. We'll name our global variable self log. And that's it for this video. We'll be back with another one later.